If your belly fat won't budge, even though you're eating clean and trying to do everything right, you might be focusing on the wrong lever. One of the most useful ideas I've learned from doctors who study metabolism is this. Your body ISNT, a simple math problem, SA timing, signaling, an environment problem. You can push harder and cut more, but if the signals are wrong, your body will fight you. Today, I'm going to show you a doctor-backed way to flip those signals so your appetite quiets down, your energy steadies, and your body finally starts using what it's been storing. We'll do it with simple changes you can start tomorrow morning, no gadgets. No punishments, just smart timing and calm consistency. Quick note before we dive in. I'm not a doctor. This is educational content inspired by physicians and researchers who publish on appetite, insulin, and circadian rhythm. I'll list the sources in the description so you can check them out yourself. Here's the big picture. Doctors who work with metabolic patients every day will tell you the same thing in different words. When insulin runs high, you store. When it's lower and steadier, you can actually tap into stored energy. That is why two people can eat the same calories and get different results because the hormonal cost of those calories isn't the same. Morning is the most predictable window you have to set that cost. In the last hours of sleep, your body gives you a natural cortisol bump to wake the brain up and free a little glucose. That's normal. Catch is simple. Stack a fast, sugary breakfast or a large coffee on top of that, and you've layered a spike on a spike. For a lot of us, that's the moment the day tilts toward cravings, a late morning crash, and the familiar white-knuckle till lunch routine. So we do the opposite. You wake, you get light in your eyes, and you hold off 60 to 90 minutes before your first calories. The sunlight anchors your clock and quietly lowers the urgency to eat. A tall glass of water or warm lemon water takes the edge off what most people misread as hunger. That first hour isn't a willpower contest, using the energy you already have. Plan your day. Take a slow walk. Breathe. By the time you eat, the store everything signal has drifted down, and your meal is more likely to be used, not parked. When you do eat, make it a plate that does the heavy lifting for you. Doctors focused on blood sugar control often build breakfast around three things that work together: protein to switch on satiety hormones like GLP-1 and PYY, healthy fats to stretch fullness, and fiber-rich plants to blunt the rise in glucose. That could look like eggs, with greens and half an avocado. Could be Greek yogurt with chia, cinnamon, and a handful of berries. It could be a simple protein shake blended with water and a spoon of nut butter, followed by a side of cucumbers or tomatoes for crunch. Oh, no, my mace. Oh, my mace is flashy. But 15 minutes later, something important has changed. The constant background noise of eat now, snack now has gone quiet. You can actually get on with your morning. If you want a quiet secret weapon, it's the 10-minute stroll after that first meal. You don't need to sweat. Just move your legs. Think of your leg muscles as sponges that soak up circulating glucose without asking your pancreas to dump more insulin. You've lowered the spike with your plate. Now you lower the area under the curve with your walk. Together, those little actions create a calmer coast for the next several hours. The meetings feel easier. The focus is better. And the vending machine doesn't have the same pull. Coffee fits in this picture too, just at the right time. Doctors who look at stress and glucose often advise pushing caffeine until after you've eaten. That way you still get the focus and the ritual, but you're not pouring fuel on the natural dawn surge. If you love coffee, keep it. Just let breakfast go first. Many people notice they enjoy coffee more when it's not the only thing in their stomach. Now let's talk about the thing that ruins even a perfect morning: a bad night. If you're over 40, you've probably lived this cycle. One short night, and the next morning, your brain is louder, your patience is thinner, and everything sweet smells like a guarantee. That isn't moral failure. It's physiology. Less sleep pushes cortisol up, pushes leptin down, and nudges ghrelin up. In plain language, you feel less satisfied, more hungry, and more reward-seeking. You can still win that day, but it's uphill. So the night before matters. An earlier, lighter dinner with protein, fat, and fiber sets you up. A tiny walk after dinner moves the needle. Skipping alcohol on weeknights protects the REM sleep that restores impulse control. When you get those pieces right, the morning routine we're building becomes automatic instead of heroic. You might be wondering, isn't this just intermittent fasting with extra steps? Not exactly. Long fasts can help some people, but if you're stressed, under-recovered, or already white-knuckling mornings, pushing to 16 hours can backfire. What we're doing here is gentler and for many. Finish dinner earlier, delay breakfast a single hour, build a plate that keeps you steady, and take the small walk that closes the loop. If you already train early, you can still fit this in. Lift first. If that's your window, then treat a shake or yogurt as your first meal, enjoy your coffee with it, and make your fuller plate a bit later. Same principles, different order. Quick word on healthy breakfasts that quietly knock you off course. Flavored yogurt that reads like dessert, whole grain cereals that melt into sugar, smoothies built on juice instead of protein, even big bowls of fruit first thing. Each one can be a problem in the first hour after waking, when you're most insulin resistant. Those foods can fit later in the day, and they can fit into a balanced life. The morning is just where they cost the most. Save the sticky carbs for when your body will use them better. If you've been stuck for years, the most hopeful thing I can tell you is that change shows up faster than you think when you change the order of things. The scale is slow and annoying, but your life isn't a number. What changes first is the feeling at 10 a.m. You realize you didn't think about snacks. You realize the meeting went by and you were fine. You realize lunch was a choice, not a rescue mission. When that feeling becomes normal, the rest starts to follow. Steadier energy in the afternoon, smaller portions without counting, and a waist that inches in before the scale budges. If you want something to measure, measure your waist first. It's a better proxy for the story we're trying to change. There are a few small extras that some doctors suggest and many viewers find useful. A splash of apple cider vinegar in water with meals can soften the glucose rise for some people. If you try it, protect your teeth and skip it if your stomach complains. Cinnamon on oats or toast can help, not because it's magic, but because it slows things down. None of these are required. Seasoning, not the main event. The main event is the order. Light, water, weight, protein first, move, and then coffee. Let me pull this into a simple picture you can hold tomorrow. You wake without an alarm if possible. You step outside, even if it's cloudy, and let the light hit your eyes for a few minutes while you breathe. You drink your water. You give yourself 60 to 90 quiet minutes before calories. You build a plate that your future self will thank you for. You take a short walk. Enjoy your coffee with your meal, not instead of it. And then you live your day, noticing the absence of the old noise. That's the win. One last thing. People often ask, how long until I see results? If you've been chasing fixes for a long time, I get the urgency. Most people who adopt this order feel a difference in 2 or 3 mornings. The emotional pull weakens. By the end of a week, late morning steadiness is the new normal. In 2 weeks, your belt might tell you a better story than your bathroom scale. None of this is dramatic. All of it is durable. Durable is what changes a life. Tomorrow morning, try it. Don't overhaul your identity. Just change the order of your first hour. Then come back and tell me what you ate for protein and how your 10 a.m. felt. If this gave you clarity, tap like and subscribe to From Heavy to Healthy for daily doctor-backed, no BS strategies that work in the real world. And as promised, ILL put the expert sources behind this approach in the description so you can look at them with your own eyes. Your body isn't the enemy. Give it the right order, and it will meet you more than halfway.